Welcome to the Committed Lifestyle Podcast. I'm your host, Jody, and each week we're going to be diving in deep, covering all things that help you step up your game, master your mindset, and help you commit to creating the life you desire. So if you're ready for that, let's get started. All right. So we are officially on episode number 2, but I really kind of feel like it's episode number 1 because we're actually going to just dive into some stuff today. So yeah, shall we do it? Let's just get into these meat potatoes already. Sweet potatoes, actually. My favorite with cinnamon. So good. All right, I digress. Maybe I'm hungry right now. All right, so I wrote a newsletter last week on boundaries and putting them up for ourselves. And I just think that this is so important to master this craft for women especially. So as women, majority of us love to do things for other people. We will say yes to everything. We try to tackle it all. We want to help people feel nurtured, feel taken care of, feel loved, feel special. We want to go out of our way to do things for other people. And as a result, here's what usually happens is we become frantic, chaotic. We never have enough time. We talk about how overwhelmed we are, that we're stressed out. And also, as another result of all of this, we usually aren't hitting our goals because we're so focused on doing all these things for other people because we want them to feel good. And that's just really a mere reflection of us, of how we want to feel from other people, which is awesome. It feels so good to feel loved and appreciated, but we stretch ourselves really thin. So is this ringing a bell for anyone out there? Has anyone ever been like, holy shit, I can't handle it all. I'm losing my marbles. I can't spin all these plates. I know I'm so guilty of that. And I have to, and I'm still learning how to put up boundaries in certain areas of my life. So where do we put these boundaries up? Well, we gotta do it in a couple different areas. We've got to do it boundaries with people. We've got to do boundaries with our priorities and boundaries with ourselves. And, all of these I can expand in forever, but I'm just going to give you guys some brief tips on this one. And even though it might sound kind of harsh to actually put this into effect, it's really, really, really a service to yourself. So just trust me on this one. Hear me out. All right, so let's talk about boundaries with people. One of the biggest time and energy suckers in our life is other people. So we give away the most of our time usually to people that we want to impress, ones that we want, that want our attention. We give away a lot of our time and energy to people that we love, and that's fantastic. But you know what? There's some people that just aren't deserving of our time, and we're giving them all of our time. You might have people who are texting you, and you just feel like you need to get back to them because if you don't get back to them, they'll be mad at you, and you apologize for being delayed, and you apologize for, taking too long to text back. You apologize for all these silly things. You might have friends who are reaching out to you. Hey, let's meet up for coffee. Let's get lunch. Let's catch up. But you just really do you really have time for it? One of the things, here's what I think. When you think about a wedding and you think about, you want to have this huge wedding and you want everyone that you love to be there. And then here's how I find when I've been to any big wedding is you have all these people there and the bride and groom end up talking to all the people that they are not the closest with. And it's surface conversation. It's always, hey, how are you? How's life? Oh my gosh, that's great. Oh, you look great. Oh, how you have kids now? Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Okay, and how's work? Oh, cool. Wow. this is really awesome. I'm so happy we're here. I'm glad I could make it. Yeah, thanks for coming so much. Oh my gosh. Well, I better get over there and chit chat with whoever. I haven't said hi to them yet. And you go through, try to like reach out to every single person and have the same exact service conversation. How's this? How's that? Oh, you have kids now. Oh, you have this. Oh, that's great. But like, did you really feel like you connected with them? Do you really feel like you had memories made with the people that are the most close to you? Like, what about your best friends that are there and you haven't even gotten to talk to them yet because you're too busy talking to the people that you really don't necessarily get a lot of their time. You don't give a lot of your time to them, but then you're trying to give them all your time on the most important day of your life, the one where you're going to look back on all the memories. And you might have wished that you would have done it a little differently and put your time in other places. Or maybe you focus too much on the decorations and the food and you realize that that's not where your focus needs to be. But let's keep this on people. So hopefully that's kind of making sense is if we give our time to the people who actually aren't the ones that deserve our time, we're going to get drained. And a lot of us find ourselves giving our time to negative Nancy's who want to bitch and complain and act like they want to fix their problems, but really they don't. They just want to be a victim and talk more shit about why this person sucks or why their life isn't going good and blah, blah, blah. That's very draining. And that toxicity is not good for them and it's not good for you. Because what that does is it gets you in a negative mindset or it gets you in a downer mindset or it gets you kind of in an overwhelmed mindset. I know sometimes when I'm hearing someone complain, I'm just kind of like, whoa, all right, I got to step back. This is too much. Eek. Ugh. I got to get away. And I like to go running from that. But it just kind of like starts to just drain me and suck my energy dry. So if you've ever noticed that there's a conversation happening or someone who is begging for your time, trying to get your attention, and they're not giving back to you in a fulfilling way, I'm telling you right now, run as fast as you can in the other direction, or just be really polite. This is probably a better idea. Be really polite and just, let them know, hey, I'm really hoping that you can get this sorted out. I'm so sorry you're going through it, but maybe let's identify the bright side of this, or I'm sure something is really good to come from this. Or if they want your time, hey, you know what? I would love to do that. Maybe let's touch base in 3 to 4 weeks or so. I've got a lot on my plate right now that I really need to tend to. And I hope you understand. I'm sure you do. And I know you got a ton on your plate too. So yeah, let's check back in a couple weeks and see if we can free up some time. If not, then you know what? We'll just touch base when we can. And I just cannot wait to hear this awesome stuff that you're doing down the road. Something really nice, encouraging. Let them know you're busy. Let them know that you're rooting for them. But, you could even just tell them, hey, right now is not a good time. You don't owe them your time, you guys. You really don't. And you don't need to feel guilty for that either. If they're not understanding of that, then they're just not really a good friend. And if you don't want to give your time to someone, then you know what? It's okay to have them at an arm's length away. There's nothing wrong with that at all. It might be a better time to be closer with them later when they've evolved or you've evolved. And that's awesome. We go through seasons. And so it's okay to have different people be closer to you in different seasons. So another area for boundaries with people is with kids. A lot of people will let their kids just kind of run their show and they think it's the right thing to do. And I'm not a parent, so I'm not going to tell you that you're right or wrong the way you raise your kids at all. But what I will tell you is that if you let your kids walk all over you and interrupt you and be at their beck and call, what are they really learning? They're not learning boundaries either. So this is a good area. You could even practice in this area if you're scared to do it with friends at first. If you have kids, practice. Let them know when they're like, hey, mommy, can we do this? I want to do this right now. And you're busy working on something, or maybe you're working out, or who knows what that task is that you're doing that you need to get done. You could let them know, hey, honey, yeah, we'll get to that soon, but mommy's just going to do this right now. If you can give me a little bit of time, then we'll go ahead and do this, okay? Or how about in 2 days, we go and do that? Like, give them choices. Let them know when they will do it. Not, oh my gosh, okay, let's do it right now. Don't just drop everything you're doing, because whatever you're doing is probably important to you, and you're important. So yeah, check that out, that area if you have kids. Practice with them. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense on boundaries with other people. Now, another area that I was talking about that we need to put up boundaries around is boundaries around priorities. So we have to-do lists and we have goal lists. And a lot of us tend to always put our to-do list in front of our goal list. Why? Because it's easier to tackle to-dos than it is to tackle goals and priorities. Anyone? I mean, like, I know it sounds really important that you have to do the dishes because they're sitting in the sink. But what if you have a goal of starting your own business and you should be doing some marketing content for it, or reaching out to potential customers, or maybe working on, something that has to do an income producing activity for the business. Or maybe you have a goal to get in shape, but instead of, I'll go to the gym in 20 minutes, I'll get there. So instead you get sidetracked with, but first I need to, let's go back to do the dishes. First I need to do the dishes. I better put this laundry in. Someone just posted on Instagram. I better go look. I need to check my email. I should make this phone call. I forgot to do XYZ. And we do all those things, and then next thing you know, you haven't gone to the gym, or you didn't do those income producing activities for your business. And how far did doing those dishes and doing those little social media scrollings, how far did that get you? Did that get you closer to getting in shape? Did that get you closer to making more money so that you have more time, so that you can buy the things you want? No, it didn't. It really got you like nowhere. You might feel achieved by it, which is why we do it, because it's a sense of satisfaction and achievement. I was busy today, so that means I got shit done. Okay, you got shit done, but is it the same stuff that you're circling around, wondering why you're not getting anywhere? Yeah. I mean, it happens all the time. I'm guilty of this too. I'm like, it's only going to take me 30 seconds to do the dishes. Really, it takes longer. But all those little 30-second activities or minute activities, those add up. And that's where we need to be giving our time first. So when it comes to boundaries, what I totally recommend is schedule in what you need to get done. So treat your priorities like a job. You know what time you go to work. You know what time you get out of work. Schedule it in. Okay, so if you have a priority, a goal of getting in shape, well, you need to be scheduling in time for the gym. You also have to budget drive time. You also need to be scheduling in your meals. So maybe it's preparing those, or personally, I would say hire out, get someone to help you make those meals so you can free up some time. And then you need to be doing an evaluation. Okay, how did that go? How was my workout? Like scheduling it out, knowing you're doing it, and then sticking to the schedule. Set an alert up in your phone. Gym, remind yourself what you're doing. You're taking a class on this day. So the night before, you need to make sure you've got your shoes set out, your outfit set out if you're going to a morning class or if you're going straight from work. Like, you got to get all your ducks in a row, right? You got to get them in a row. Now, if you're working on a business, let's say you want to be an entrepreneur and you want to do it on your own. You have no employer telling you when to clock in and clock out. You're your own boss, which it sounds really cool, but if you don't hold yourself accountable, you ain't gonna have no business. You're just gonna have a hobby that keeps you busy. So you schedule that in. Same thing. Put it in your calendar. You set up alerts for it. You need to have your to-do list, your action list, knowing what you're going to get done so that when you sit down to work on it, you're not like, okay, what do I need to be doing right now? Like, know your action steps. Same thing with the gym. When you get to the gym, don't just wing it. Know what you're doing, or else you're going to be going around in circles and get I don't know, what's the right word? Just get a little overwhelmed and like, shit, what am I doing? I don't know. I'll do a couple things here and a couple things here, and yeah, that'll be good. No, you guys, you know what you gotta do. Write it down, map it out, prioritize that shit, and any leftover time, you use that for your free time. Use that for your text messaging time. Use that for your scroll on social media time. Use that for answering back to emails that don't need your time right now. Use that for doing the dishes. Use that for doing the laundry or ask for help. See where I'm going with this? Schedule in the things that are important to you first. Put that boundary up. If you step outside that, you better get a shock collar on too, so that you like jump back inside and keep working. So I like to do like 90-minute blocks when it comes to working from home. 90-minute blocks, stay focused, get it done, take a break. In that little break, maybe answer some text messages, have some water, have a snack, whatever it may be, and then either get back to the next block or you need to go do the next thing. So hopefully that makes sense with boundaries with your priorities. Now, the very last one is boundaries with yourself. So again, us as women, we get frazzled very easily. We just don't really know how to shut off our mind, which is totally normal. I feel like. I hear it's not, but hey. One day, I think my brain is just going to like go like woo-saw style and just stop thinking. But I think I need to move to like Bali or somewhere and do a yoga retreat and learn how to silence my mind even more. Okay, this is not about me though. Let's stop that. All right, anyways, boundaries with yourself. So a lot of us can forget to schedule in me time. And if we don't schedule in time for ourselves to relax our brain, man, we just get even more frazzled and resentful and bitter and just really overwhelmed. So yeah, I'm not a master at like stopping my brain from thinking. I almost think that's impossible. But one thing I've always just really worked on in the last few years is every day I slow down. And as hard as that may sound, because I know you have 1,001 things to do, if you don't slow down, your batteries are going to run out. You got to think of yourself like, I don't know, like a power operated machine. It can't run all the time. It has to slow down. It has to stop. It's got to get refueled. It needs to take a break. Our bodies and our brains are the same, you guys. So just make sure you do something. I like to do something every day. I love to read at night. Reading at night something that is like just relaxing. I like to read like novels, and it just kind of takes my brain elsewhere. Some people like to watch TV. I'm not a big TV fan, so I can't really like jump on board with that. Actually, unless it's The Bachelor, Bachelorette, then I totally can. But like doing things that are just slowing you down. I love reading in general. I love learning. But what I'm really saying is something that's just kind of taking you out of your thinking mode and getting you into a different, like a meditative mode. So for me, reading my novels is kind of meditative. I also love meditation. I think meditation is huge. It helps us to slow down. And that's really where magic happens. So incorporating meditation in, it can be anywhere from 5 minutes to 20 minutes. There's so many good guided meditations out there and good apps. It's a great way to slow down, get you focusing on your breathing, get you focusing on your goals, get you in just in a really good state, lowering stress levels, increasing your happiness. Meditation's so good. So good. And other things that a lot of people can do is they'll use working out as a form of me time, which I'm all for it. But, try to find that little balance of something that's relaxing, but also like if that's the only time you get that's alone is in the gym, okay, let's do it. But if you can find a little combination of all of it, let's find that little combo. Yoga is a good one. I know for me that's very restorative. It's great for my mind. I usually find my best answers when I'm in a yoga class. That's when the world is chaotic, peace kind of seems to find its way back after a yoga class. So that's a really good one too. There's so many options out there, you guys, and I'm not telling you what I do is right. I'm just giving you some ideas. But basically, schedule in alone time, me time, relaxing time, time for you. And it's okay to say no to other people. I know people want your time because people love you and they depend on you maybe, or they just want to be around you. But you know who also depends on you? Yourself. And if you can't feel like you're, living fully happy or living less stressed out, then nobody around you is winning, because they're always getting, the irritated you, the overwhelmed you, the stressed out you, the frantic you, the angry you. And nobody really wants that person. They want the best side of you. So in order for you to be your best person, your best self, is to give that time that you give to other people, give that time back to yourself. All right. So that's what I got for you guys. Boundaries and just the importance of them. Boundaries are huge. So hopefully that was really helpful. If you liked this episode, please subscribe, share it with your friends, take a screenshot of it, send me a DM so I can see and I can showcase you. I want to know what you guys liked, what you didn't like. Let me know. So, all right, until the next episode, thank you for joining me on the Committed Lifestyle Podcast.